Hello, good afternoon, my lovely students. How are you today? Hope that everything is fine with you. And I know that some of you can't wait for new lesson and for new chapter. And today we're starting with new chapter number 10 and lesson number 1, Indian Empire. It's from page 116 to 120. Hope that you're ready for lesson. Sure? Great. I'm looking forward. It's interesting. You will see. Indian empires. I'm sure that you remember from some previous lessons about the Alexander the Great and how he was powerful ruled in that time, and he ruled almost the whole Europe, even the Egypt, and you know the story how it was everything with him in Egypt, and that he stayed a long time here, but he wanted more and more power, and he wanted like to conquer the whole world, not just India, not just Europe, not just Egypt. Really, he was strong. He felt very big power. Okay, I can make everything. So he came to India, and but one part of his army said like, we are tired, we cannot anymore, we do stay too long, so much years with you. Most of them stay in other countries far from their first homes, and make a family in another place. And it was difficult, so many years, so many wars, so many fights, so many battles, and they decided like to return home to Greece, and some part of army stayed. And of course it was difficult, they were tired, exhausted. It's totally new land, something strange for them, different climate. You know, when people are exhausted, they are not willed for more, but Alexander wanted more and more. However, they ruled the conquered land in India, and Indians started to be afraid like they maybe could come back the other part of Alexander army, and they started to think, we need strong empire and we must protect us, we don't want more this. What in case if they decide to turn back, they are going to stay, and what is going to be? So India started to think, okay, we need strong empire, we need strong army, and we need to fight. You can see this picture like describing one of the battles of Alexander in India. And finally India got a new leader who came to power in 222 BC. He was Chandragupta Maurya, and it was the beginning of Mauryan Empire. He started to unite many smaller kingdoms in India, and Chandragupta built a big army, and his army defeated the Greek that stayed in India. Many people consider why they actually conquered them and how they actually did this, but most of scientists and historicals' opinion is that Alexander was not ready to fight with elephants. Alexander army has horses, but another Indian army had elephants. It was much bigger and much stronger animals. So in the same time they were tired, army was not so big like before, and elephants. So most people consider that Alexander at that moment didn't found this kind of army that he conquer it, that he would conquer it, the whole world. But he stopped there, and his rule finished soon. Marwan Empire was divided into provinces, so it was logical, like huge country, very big country, it was logical how to rule this country, to separate in provinces. And he was difficult, hard emperor, very nervous. He had some psychological problem. He was afraid whole time, and he was thinking whole time, oh, someone will come to assassinate me, to kill me. Oh, he was thinking how that can be, and he whole time was thinking how he is going to protect himself. And he didn't trust man. Can you imagine? He had army, but he didn't trust man. So he decided, okay, I will find female soldiers to take care about him, to be his back, to protect him. And he even had people who tasted the food before he eat. Even he didn't sleep in the same place every night. He changed place every night. Can you imagine how he was caring? Every day you protect. In that time it was really strange that women protect the emperor. And India in that time had female soldiers. Hope that I described you very close how it was in that time. In 273 BC, Ashoka, the grandson of the Mauryan Empire, Ashoka was very good warrior, and he won in many blood victories. But after one battle, he realized that killing was wrong, and he spent the rest of his life encouraging peace. He began to follow the teaching of Buddhism, and it was actually the beginning of new religion, and Ashoka began to spread Buddhism through the empire. So he was fighting, had a lot of battles, killing so much people. He didn't think about nothing, only war, war, killing, war, killing. And in one moment, oh my God, what is happening with me? This is wrong, this is not good. But actually in that time he started to teaching about Buddhism, and Buddhism is very interesting religion. It's more philosophy than religion, and the meaning of this religion is like wishing a peace for everyone, and that you can resolve everything in peaceful way. I will tell you about some interesting things about India in that time, and Indians were first people who invent some board games. At first the games was cards, and they really played with cards. Actually cards in that time were not the same like we use today, but it was the beginning of this game, and cards in that time was made from cloth. And as well, we will see later, during the golden time in India, that they invented other board game like chess. We are going to continue with Gupta Empire. Ashoka died in 223 BC, and his sons fought for control of the empire. Invaders attacked the northern provinces, and the Mauryan Empire fell apart by 180 BC. India became a land of small kingdoms. Over the next 500 years, the invaders became part of Indian society. The Indian people were good at bringing new people into their culture. The Gupta Empire started around AD 320. and last more than 200 years. This empire was centered in the Ganges River Valley. Emperors supported the old religion of the Aryans. The religion became known as Hinduism. So, in that time, like in ancient time of India, we have two religions, Buddhism and Hinduism. Now we are going to speak about golden age of the Gupta. Indian artists mostly copied the Greeks. If you remember when we were speaking about Romans, they did the same. So Greek culture and art was the first, and all cultures took some samples from Greek. But during the Gupta Empire, they developed their own style. They started to use stone, metal, clay, and they made images of gods. Indians also created a famous peaceful image of Buddha. And during the Gupta Empire, Indians developed number system using the numbers from 1 to 9 and including 0. Along with Maya in Mexico, they were the first people to use 0. Can you imagine? They didn't know for numbers, and thanks to Indians, ancient Indians, we now have these numbers which we use today. And Indian scientists studied the stars and the movement of the planets. They understand very good astronomy, the solar system, and they learned about gravity, and it was really rare in that time. They were the first. So that really was the golden age of Gupta. They really had good laws, good life. They developed hospitals, medicaments, and so on. They really know how to fix broken leg, how to help sick people, how to cure them, how to use some natural things, herbs in medical purpose, and so on. And really, it was so big things in that time. It was really clever people. Actually, they are still. But you see the connection from ancient world, from which people start to come good things. What these people invent, what another people invent, and so on. So you see how much things came from Indian people. And I mentioned you before about cards, about game, and the chess. Really, Indian people are first people who invent chess, like a board game. But very soon, Indian Empire was not so strong like before. And you remember from previous lesson about Huns, it was so strong army, very powerful army, and they see very big potential in this country. So they invited Rome and also invited India. The Huns took over northern India by AD 500. The Huns had conquered western India later, so they control all India and Rome, and it was really strong power and strong people in that time. And what do you think why India was so interesting in that time? First, because of good geography and strategy position, because they had exiting an ocean, a lot of river connecting with other countries, and because this country is really rich with diamonds, with gold. They were so smart, clever. During this empire, they used coins, golden coins, like money, and for Huns this was like really good option, really good opportunity to take control under this strong and smart country and smart people.
Hello again, you kid.
I
Welcome
want
to another
describe a
fact
little bit
file
more
about our wonderful
um,
nation's very fascinating
this
history.
golden
Moving on from the Mauryas
time for
and
India,
their legacy,
and
let us take a step
watch
forward
this
to knowing
short
about the
movie
Guptas.
about
Founded
golden
by
time.
Sri Gupta, the empire lasted over 200 years between AD 315 and 551. It was not, however, larger than the empire built by Ashoka. The Gupta Empire is known as the Golden Age of India. Scholars have used this phrase owing to the immense amounts of architecture, arts, and culture that developed during this period, and the overall harmony and cordial existence of the monarchs and subjects along with the neighboring countries. Chandragupta I, Chandragupta II, and Samudragupta were the most notable leaders of this empire. During this period, India rose in terms
You
of
see how they
mathematics,
developed
metalwork,
architecture,
sculpture, arts,
culture,
painting, and
art,
literature.
everything.
The decimal system and zero were invented during the Gupta era. Along with this, astronomy, engineering, and logic were focused upon, as well as the foundations of modern technology. Hinduism as a religion developed during the Gupta Empire. The philosophies were listed and then the religion expanded throughout the country. Ramayana and Mahabharata were written by
Remember,
scholars during
mathematics.
this era. This era
Metal
showed
work.
maximum tolerance towards other religions as well, which is proven by the fact that a Buddhist institution was established.
Sculpture art.
The empire perished around 550 CE following the unsuccessful reigns and attack of Huns for over 60 years. Though the empire disappeared, the cultural and scientific developments that were made during this era remained in the country and helped still in the prosperity of the nation.
I told you
The
little
most
before,
notable
like
scientists and
Buddhism
artists of this
and,
era are
as well
Kalidas, one of
Hinduism.
India's pioneer
It's
poets
more
and
philosophy
authors,
than like
Aryabhat,
religion.
among India's
They
cleverest
believe in
mathematicians,
peace, in harmony,
Vishnu Sharma,
that everything
Vatsayana,
can be solved in
etc.
peaceful way,
The popular
in
game sport of
meditation,
chess is believed to have
like
originated
to find,
during the Gupta
and wish
Empire.
peace
While many
and
military
harmony
achievements
for
have been
yourself
noted during
and
this
for
era,
everyone
what
around
remained
you.
in the
This is
heart of the
like,
people is the cultural and educational
the main
expansion
of this
that has been
period.
achieved during this period. Wasn't that amazing? Who says history has to be boring when you can have so much fun knowing such cool facts and understanding why we should be very proud of our nation? See you again with more facts next time. Subscribe now, stay tuned.
Around 550 CE, following the unsuccessful reigns and attack of Huns for over 60 years. Though the empire disappeared, the cultural and scientific developments that were made during this era remained in the country and helped still in the prosperity of the nation. The most notable scientists and artists of this era are Kalidas, one of India's pioneer poets and authors, Aryabhat, among India's cleverest mathematicians, Vishnu Sharma, Vatsayana, etc. The popular game sport of chess is believed to have originated during the Gupta Empire. While many military achievements have been noted during this era, what remained in the heart of the people is the cultural and educational expansion that has been achieved during this period. Wasn't that amazing? Who says it?
So you see how it was during this empire. Hope that during this video I described you more further how exactly it was during that time. I'm going to speak with you a little bit about Ashoka. Ashoka became emperor. He fought for more land, and he had many bloody battles, killed so much people, and finally he stopped, and he actually learned the teaching of Buddha. Ashoka began doing everything he could preserve life. He believed in Shima, or never hurting others. What I said to you, to wish a peace, a harmony for yourself and for everyone, so don't hurt others. And he stopped to make any war, any battle since that moment. He built hospitals, stopped the killing of animals. He sent people to India to teach about Buddhism, and Ashoka had a huge round stone monument built to honor of Buddha. Just to make a short review, the Mauryan Empire began in 322 BC. Its first leader was Chandragupta Maurya. He lived in fear that someone would assassinate him. You remember what I told, what he did? And another Mauryan emperor, Ashoka, changed his life after a terrible battle. Why? Because he started to believe in Buddhism. From then on, he spent his life doing good, live in harmony, don't hurting others. Both the Mauryan and the Gupta emperors were centered in the Ganges River Valley. The Guptas were in power during the golden age of India. They made discoveries in math, science and medicine. The Gupta Empire ended after Huns invaded India. And I wish you a great day. Thank you so much for your attention. Hope that this lesson will not be so hard for you. Enjoy and see you soon.